Hello, my name is Andrew Quigley, and this is my personal autoethnography. My autoethnography will be based off my lived experiences at St. Lawrence University in Canton, New York. In my autoethnography, I'll be going over how St. Lawrence has affected my overall understanding of gender and how my role of power is associated with my identity on campus. Dr. Brian Keith Alexander theorizes that a critical autoethnography is one, exploring oneself in context to cultural communities. For Dr. Alexander, doing a critical autoethnography is like capturing a picture of yourself in a glass borderless frame. So, we have to start this by going over my identity, of course, because it is my personal autoethnography. I identify as a white, straight, and cisgender male. This identical structure is pretty standard and common at St. Lawrence. The majority of my friends on campus identify as cisgender white males as well. As a white male, I completely acknowledge my positionality on the scale of power. Throughout the entire history of the U.S., white males have tried to oppress other communities and keep themselves on top of the power scale. As a white, straight, cisgender male at St. Lawrence, I couldn't help but acknowledge my privilege on campus. My identity is not the minority on campus at all. As the majority on campus, I am able to express myself wherever I feel possible or see fit. However, not everybody on a St. Lawrence does feel comfortable doing that at all times, and that's where my privilege factors in. I feel comfortable in most scenarios around campus because I am not the minority. What I'm basically saying is that I'm predisposed to feel comfortable in these positions at St. Lawrence because of my identity. Taking classes related to race, culture, gender, and communication at St. Lawrence has been vital to reaching this understanding of my privilege. St. Lawrence has created many spaces for people to further connect and live with other people who share similar identities and ideas too. These spaces include the Dub, or the Women's Resource Center, the Lighthouse, the Black Student Union, and La Casa. These are places where people get to live their shared experiences of intersecting identities. Personally, I am in Greek life myself. Although fraternities and sororities on the St. Lawrence campus are places for people to share their intersecting identities, sororities at St. Lawrence are supervised and surveillance much greater than the fraternities at St. Lawrence. Sororities aren't even allowed to have events at their house. While fraternities basically have all the freedom in the world, my intersecting identity as a male has affected me on a daily basis compared to our female counterparts in sororities, because the governing body of sororities in the U.S. wants sororities to be filled with girls that fit their mold. And they're even punished if they don't fit that mold. Before St. Lawrence, I was never really confronted with ideas of intersecting identities. My courses and experiences at St. Lawrence has increased my awareness of intersections in everyday interaction between culture, race, sex, colonialism. The specific example I gave was centered around the intersectionality of gender.